Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Mr Speaker, can I begin by congratulating you on your New York Marathon run and say it's an excellent example to the rest of the House, and I want to acknowledge Tohanare and all the rest of the 1993 intake for their 20-year anniversary today. It just feels like the other day that Toh and I were newbies in this House. I've stayed with the same party, actually, while I've been in the House, because I backed a winner to start with. I didn't need to change parties to stay in Parliament, but I still acknowledge the 20-year contribution that Toh and others have made. I want to congratulate the Labour Party for showing their support for Canterbury by having their annual conference in Christchurch. When it was first suggested, those of us from Canterbury took a bit of a deep breath and said, whoa, this is a big ask. How is Canterbury going to cope with this? How will the Christchurch Labour team handle that? And of course, we were worried, Mr Speaker, frankly, that not a lot of people would come to Canterbury. It's a lot easier for the majority of the population who live north of Hamilton to go to a conference in Auckland. We were overwhelmed by the number of delegates who came to our city. People came because they wanted to support Canterbury, but actually I think there was another side. They came because they knew that this was going to be a weekend of exciting debate, of fresh ideas and of a clear vision for an alternative to the current government. We want a government that is in touch with people, that understands the needs and the aspirations, the future chances for New Zealanders, and we want a government that will give every New Zealander a stake in that future. And that's what Labour talked about on the weekend, and that's what we want to deliver next year. The whole conference was so energising. We had some great debates. We always do. The media weren't up to the bigger picture issues. They just shared the more contentious, I suppose, issues with people. But I know the debates on the floor of our conference were challenging and exciting. Mr Speaker, it does put Labour in stark contrast with the current government. We've seen so many examples of the out-of-touch and frankly arrogant performance of the John Key-led government that people, particularly in Canterbury, but I know all over the country, are really saying, what does it take to make this government connect with the people? What does it take to make them listen to the people? What does it take to make them understand? The recent example of Jerry Brownlee, with a very, very harsh report from the Auditor-General about the performance of EQC in Canterbury, and Jerry Brownlee brushes it off. Says, oh, everyone seems pretty happy. Well, he may not have been outside his own home in Christchurch because people are not happy with the performance of EQC and they are not happy with the performance of insurance companies. People are feeling threatened and bullied. They are being given low-ball offers and they feel as if they have very little alternative. They are feeling powerless against the weight of insurance companies. That's why people in our city, Mr Speaker, were so excited at Labour's proposal to have Kiwi Assure, an insurance company that puts people first, that is service-focused and says our customers are the most important part of our business. That's what we want in Canterbury. We are fed up with insurance companies who forget that we have paid premiums to them for years for cover, and when we need that response from them, we expect to get what we paid for. That's not what many people are getting. We want to make sure that the business of the insurance company is about the people and their needs. And we've heard the criticism from the National Party and the insurance industry, just the same way as we heard that very same criticism from the National Party and the banking sector when we proposed to introduce Kiwi Bank. And what a success that has been. We need guarantees of security. We want a business that invests in New Zealand and New Zealanders first above profit, and that's what Kiwi Assure will do in the same way as Kiwi Bank has done. National wants to sell off the profitable industries that New Zealanders have built up. We want to invest in them for the future of New Zealand, for the future of New Zealanders. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Dr Cam Calder.
To evoke an all